Pure water, pure pride, pure Jamaican. Pure water is about pure hydration. Remember to drink pure water and satisfy all your pure water needs.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Wednesday, April 8th, Open Gate and Facebook show analysis for tomorrow's race meet, Thursday, April 8th. Remember to wear a mask, practice social distancing, sanitize your hands, and rehydrate yourself with pure Jamaican pride bottled water. It's pure water. The Open Gate show is giving a shout out to some of the basic fans from the initial staging of the Open Gate show. Peter in New York, Dennis Harrison and his brother in Clarendon, Fana, Sir P, Fortis, Miami Bay, and a huge part of the Open Gate show, Mr. Junior Fender. Today's 10-race card provided an outlook of some of our classic aspirants. Well, that's for this section. Tomorrow we'll see the colts. I'll have a recap on Saturday, April 10th. Tomorrow's race card, 9 races, 85 horses were declared, so the average field of approximately 10 horses will be there for you to decipher for your various exotic wagering. Surely the Open Gate show will try its best to help you make your selections. Post time tomorrow will be 12:15 p.m. 9 starters in race 1, 6.5 furlongs or 1,300 meters they go, is for neighborhood 5 and up who've never won 3 races in their lifetime. Number 1, La 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 Bamba, came off a sojourn and bettered opponents on the 30th of March, going 5 furlongs straight, winning by only half a length with Shane Ellis. However, with Golden Emperor coming that close, half a length away behind him, that doesn't augurs well for this horse. However, should be much fitter for this race and has an outstanding chance of making it 2 in a row quickly. Number 2, Nuclear Emma, gets the regular tongue tie use off. This time could get a low exotic placing, as Paul Francis surely knows his horse very well. Number 5, Sansero, doesn't seem in tune if going by his last 4 performances. Has a set of opponents he should be able to offer a better competitive display here. Number 6, Don't Be Live, ran wide and last, but wasn't with grace, finishing 8th and 6th to Uncle Vernon, Special Counsel, and Azul. He was thrown into stride as well. Number 7, Prince Dominic, was supported in the total last and ran well against a good set over this exact distance of 6.5 furlongs. 30th of March was 7.5 lengths 7th at the half mile and ended up 2.5 lengths 5th to another commander, unknown soldier, blood, sweat and tears, etc. Prince Dominic, with that run, and now with Trevor Simpson, looks one of the top ones here for the win. Number 8, Inspired Miracle, didn't show much when making his seasonal debut on the 30th of March in the same race, won by Uncle Vernon. Who was that? Sensire ran in that race. Was this horse, Inspired Miracle, ran, well, not consistent, but with that run under his girth, could get into the top 3 or 4. Number 9, Ali, very unreliable sort. Top 4, not in any certain order. Number 7, Prince Dominic. Number 1, La 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 Bamba. Number 5, Sincero. Number 8, Inspired Miracle. Race 2, 6.5 furlongs again, or 1,300 meters, 8 starters. This time it's 4 children up. It's an optional claiming race, 350,000, with 6-year-olds who have never won 4 races in their career. Number 1, Smartest Edition, looking to have more sheen since that last race just 9 days ago, but has a lot to find. Number 3, Here Comes the Boss, first of 2 here for trainer Fitzgerald Richards. Here Comes the Boss has been freshened and gets Dane Dawkins on board. The other Fitzgerald entry, number 4, Ride the Mob, gets Dane Nelson. Has a lot to find, in my opinion, regardless of Dane Nelson on. Number 5, General Mubarak, very fit gelding whose physicality must be respected, and it could give this one a very good chance of getting into a top 3. Number 6, Miss Linda Ray, inconsistent sort, who, if focused, could get into your exotics. Number 7, Pac-Man. His 2 starts this season. Well, it's 1, as he was a late-run starter on the 20th of March. He was up with the leaders in his other race. That was on the 28th of February, where he's beaten to be 30 lengths, 6th behind Cartel, about 2-year-old Stanislaus. Was very uncomfortable returning to the uncertain area. But trainer Ryan Darby, he seems to know these type well, and Pac-Man has a very good chance if he is sound enough. Number 8, Pure Art, ran okay off a short respite. Comes here in blinkers, which he never performed good in. Has a chance, surely. But number 7, Pac-Man, if he's okay. Number 8, Pure Art. Number 5, General Mubarak. Number 1, Smarty Tradition. Third race, 4 furlong straight or 800 meters straight, 8 starters. It's for 5-year-olds and up, claiming tag 150 to 180,000, as well as 6-year-olds who have never won 2 races, and 6-year-olds also who are maidens. Well, 6-year-old maiden. Anyway, number 1, Parajet, will be on the lead and is nicely in the scales. It's facing a few that are better, especially going that extra furlong from Parajet's favorite trip of 3 furlongs. So we come to number 2, Sweet Destiny. Has been claimed almost all the time he ran. He only has to report focus to better these. The 3, Jason's Goal, ran well when on the 30th of March, over 3 furlong straight, was closing to be half and second to Raging Prospect. Quickly back, and then Nelson remains against far tougher foes. Number 5, 4,000, could earn a low exotic placing. Number 6, India Razi, sitting on a hat trick of wins, of which he has not raced since December 5, and was a late starter 14 days after. Veteran trainer Richard Todd is 50%, as a 50% average in the money. 8 starts, 2 wins, a second and a third. India Razi is capable if the top ones fail. Number 8, Dr. Banner dismantled the field on New Year's Day, going 3 furlongs straight. Well drawn and can repeat, especially if Sweet Destiny, number 2, fails. Number 2, though, Sweet Destiny, from number 8, Dr. Banner, number 6, India Razi, number 3, Jason Gold, number 5, 4,000 for the lower exotics. 4th race, 9 starters, they go 5.5 furlongs or 1,100 meters. It's for nearly about 4 years and up. It's a maiden condition race. Number 2, Toughness, will have some support But for me to win, I'm not thinking that way. Number 3, My Smoky, showed speed in her last race on the 20th of March, on the minimum trip on a turn, 5 furlongs round. Just got nipped by a neck. Sniperman, well, I should say, just got hit by Sniperman. A neck behind. Well, now going half a furlong longer, which shouldn't deter her chances to go all the way here. Number 4, Cupcake, wasn't far off number 3, My Smoky, when closing on that one on last, to be only 1.25 lengths behind. Gets half a furlong more to try to reverse that placing. Number 6, Miss Francis, making her second career start, where on debut she displayed speed and got 99-1 then. Female apprentice Matilda Berger remains and should be better now with that debut. Number 7, Nidon, very light. Number 9, Champion Michaela, sold privately after her last race, has been seen in the dark since. The figure it is off, so too Lasix. But number 4, Cupcake, from number 3, My Smoky, number 6, Miss Francis, number 6, Nidon. Those should be the top ones in this small field. Race 5 goes a mile or 1,600 meters. 8 starters is for children up, claiming tag 500 to 550,000, with 5-year-olds who have never won 4 races in their lifetime, as well as 5-year-olds who have never won 3 races. I'm not sure. Well, anyway. Number 1, Mirabilis, sparsely raced, but usually gives a good display on each occasion that she races. Jockey Richard Reed will be off due to an injury sustained earlier. Well, over the weekend, so listen out for a replacement rider. Number 2, Wings Choice, has the capability of bettering these if focused to do so. Number 3, Caymanas, not himself since October 31st. He has a visible hind issue. However, I kind of see some improvement since Monday of this week on this one. So, Caymanas could be in for an improved display. Number 4, Killer B, was victorious against a very suspected set when he last raced. That was the 20th of March, going 6 furlongs, and with the leaders, and had a 3/4 length win over Awesome Aviator and Biblical Legend. Number 5, Ladapi, pulled away for an easy win over his pet distance of 7 furlongs. Has the potential to repeat that last performance with the same rider in Dane Nelson. Number 8, Blood, Sweat and Tears, consistent sort who has flattered to deceive on many occasions, will be closing in the end surely. Number 7, Corlando, quickly back since claimed 9 days ago by trainer Ryan Darby, but will find a few hard to overcome regardless of Ryan Darby's good off-the-claim record. Number 8, Casual Peach, has been casual since scoring a quick double on October last season. Number 5, Latapi. Number 3, Caymanas. Number 6, Blood, Sweat and Tears. Number 2, Wings. A very, very, very dangerous horse, if she is focused. Number 1, Mirabilis, will give her usual best. 5 furlongs straight or 1,000 meters straight. That's where they go in race 6, which comprises of 13 starters. It's for 4s and up who've never won 4 races in their lifetime. Number 1, Puskas, won on last over this route but has more to find. Number 2, Katie's Rocket, one of 2 starters here for Gary Sabrati, the leading trainer in 2021. Katie's Rocket is a course specialist, but has been plagued with unsoundness. Number 3, Salvation, first of 3 entries for trainer Philip Fiani, OD, the maestro. Well-bred Grey City, who has speed, was unlucky on the 20th of February when caught napping on the line to be ahead second to Money Monster. Another who has issues gets the tongue tied for the first time now, and that equipment should help her in the latter part of the race tomorrow. Number 4, Uncle Polly, part of 2 entries for trainer Jason DaCosta, working well, but is skipping a class to compete against some hard steppers. Interesting. Number 5, Here of Fire rather. Last win was out the straight, but her form ain't encouraging. Number 6, Basilicus, course specialist, who have trailed off since hitting the rail at the furlong point on October 23rd. Yet she finished second by a length behind Who Shot the Sheriff. Has been looking her old self of late, but this is a tough race, even though back with her favorite rider in Christopher Mundine. Number 7, Excessive Force, is Philip Fiani's other entry. Number 8, Chitu Prince, stringed 2 good efforts in his last 2 starts for trainer Marvin Campbell, of which one was a victory over number 3, Salvation, going 4 furlongs straight. Incidentally, Chitu Prince led that race. Ran huge and last at 6-1 to be second, a length behind Executive Chief, who he faces once again. That was her seasonal debut of approximately a 3-month hiatus. He's bred for speed, and Marvin Campbell surely can train horses to win. Number 10, Executive Chief, facing nemesis number 3, Salvation, and number 8, Chitu Prince once again. Will be closing. Let's see how improved Executive Chief will be. Number 11, King Arthur, the 2020 Derby winner, making his seasonal debut in 2021 and is razor sharp at exercise. Last gallop on April 2nd out the gates, March 31st out the gates, first 4 and 46 flat, and ended up in 58 and 3/5 for 5 furlongs straight. No horse has gone that fast at exercise since the beginning of the year. This will be his maiden run over this 5 furlong straight course. He can sprint, but has to be on top of his game for a win. Is he? Well, he could. Number 3, though, Salvation, just over number 8, Chitu Prince. Number 11, King Arthur. Number 10, Executive Chief. Number 6, Basilicus. The 7th race, the feature race, the Prince Consort Stakes. Prince Consort, formerly trained by Philip Fiani, owned by Mr. Lee, and Mr. Dallas, ridden, well, almost always ridden by jockey Winston Griffiths. This race is a classic, it's for the classic aspirants' first hurdle. Well, these are the codes. The fillies ran today. 7 furlongs as usual, 1,400 meters is the similar distance. 9 starters. Number 1, Money Man, born the 8th of February, a Grey Gelding by Burn Identity out of Silver Shadows by Stormcraft. Breeder Karen Prasad, owner David Lee Sin, with the groom St. Patrick Shaw. David Lee Sin actually owns and trained this one. Chadwick Budai will be holding the reins in this race. Money Man, a useful gelding, but a minor placing is a possibility in your exotics. Number 2, Burn Notice, one of 4 entries for the champion trainer Anthony Nunes. This one was born the 2nd of April, adjusted coat by Burn Identity out of Blue Fields by Ainfield. Breeder Ian Prasad, owner Balkrishan Sagan Maharaj, the groom Shamari White, has been consistent and will give a very good display tomorrow. Ryan Lewis, he gets the call. Number 3, T. Birdie, born the 4th of April, be colt by Silent Valor out of Burning Clearance by Burning Mark. Owner, breeder, trainer, Carl Anderson. The groom, Creston Garib, Christopher Mundine, will be riding this horse for the 3rd consecutive time. Should improve, but if taking on some better horses, he won't be able to manage at this time. Number 4, that is Jones, born the 23rd of February, a grey colt by American Dance out of Meteorite by Traditional. Breeder, Clovis Metcalf CDOD. Owner, Naya. The groom, Riverton Nelson. Trainer, Richard Zan. Gets Omar Walker for this engagement. One of 4 horses here to have won beyond 7 furlong has more to find, even though winning easily on last against not much. We'll be getting first time Lasix tomorrow. Number 5, Further On Beyond, born the 14th of March, a chestnut colt by Blue Pepsi Lodge out of Rumble by Graham Hall. Breeder, Chad Vianney, Herman and Donna Wong. Owner, R. Prasad, Viodit, R. Pranay, and Elias Lute. Quite a syndicate. Then Nelson gets the call for champion trainer Anthony Nunes. Top class horse who is making his seasonal debut and training very well. He has to win to show he's a top 3-0 for the 2021 season. Number 6, Billy Wiz, born the 24th of March, chestnut colt by Northern Jan out of Cadilla by Easy Real Thing. Bred Wild 955 Limited, owner Von White. Groom Terence Bloomfield. Jason Acosta has stable rider Anthony Thomas aboard. Could find a low exotic spot. Number 7, John Cole Jeff, born 11th of February, a bay colt by Natural Selection out of Sweet Joe Rock by He's the Real Thing. Breeder Jeffrey Mordecai, he parts own with trainer Jason Acosta's mom, Elizabeth Acosta. Michael McLean is the groom. John Cole Jeff has more to find for a top 4 slot. Number 8, Curlin's Affair, born the 16th of May, chestnut colt by Perfect Curly out of Nuclear Fair by Nuclear Wayne. Breeder Michael Bernard, owner Micros, the groom Shamari White. Robert Halliday gets the call for the champion trainer Anthony Nunes. Bred for the classics, and of course Perfect Curling should show them to get a distance of ground. This is 7 furlong though, and although this was won on debut, it was stopping. No equipment for him for this race tomorrow. Surely he had an issue in the latter part of that race when he held on dearly for the win over number 3, T. Brady. Seems to be one for that will improve later on as the season progresses. Could, however, stay off the pace and close for a minor spot. Number 9, Calculus, the other Anthony Nunes quartet of entry. This one was born the 9th of March, a big colt by Sensational Slam out of Trinket Box by Bernardini. Breeder Akama Maharaj. Owner Shivran Maharaj. The groom Kevin Williams. Linton Stedman gets the call from the champion trainer Anthony Nunes. Pardon me. Could close and give Nunes a trifecta or even maybe the superfecta if number 8 Current Affair can run on the tail end on the board. Number 5 though, Further and Beyond. Number 2, Burn Identity. Number 9, Calculus. Number 6, Billy Wiz. Number 8, Current Affair. The penultimate race, race 8, goes 2 turns, 9 furlong 25 yards or 1820 meters, 10 starters. And it's for native-bred trios. Only it's a maiden condition race. Only 3 horses in this race. has had the experience of going 2 turns. So at this stage, let's see how the others who will be experiencing this route for the first time, how they figure. Number 1, Colin Blair, string 3 fair display in March this season. Experiencing 2 turns for the first time, and then Nelson is attracted. Colin Blair is a 2-pronged entry from the stables of the leading trainer in 2021, Gary Sobrati. Number 2, Raceday Indian was loudly whispered on last. That was the 30th of March, but showed 0. Gets back the tongue tie and figure 8. So Raceday Indian could show the expected display from those who backed him on last. Surely it would be a huge surprise if this one wins, but he could get into your low exotics. Number 3, Hills Vision was expected to do better on the 13th of March, going 6.5 furlongs, when he finished 2 3/4 and 4th to Emily Butcher, Kai Alexis, and Evelyn Glitter, who she faces once again. Was thrown into stride in that race and had to meander to get a clean passage. I noted her head movements as a rider raises his hand to use his whip, and I see the cheek pieces is on. That should nullify that head movement. Regardless, the blinkers was on. I noticed that head movement. So what I know, cheek pieces are used in Europe to limit the view of the horse when the intended impact of the jockey's whip is expected. Anyway, let's see what this equipment change will do. She has very long strides and should love this 2-turn experience. Number 4, Irish Whiskey, stretching out with first time figure 8. Number 6, Heavenly Glitters, 103 here, who, as I mentioned earlier, that went over this route already. The 27th of February, going 9 from 25 yards, Heavenly Glitter ran evenly to finish 5 and 3rd to Moneyman and Sir John, who is here once again with her. Is consistent enough to use that for a top 3 expectation. Number 8, JJ Warrior is the other who has experienced 2 turns, but that run then was very poor. JJ Warrior should be bypassed, at least for the time being. Number 9, Black Bombshell. Shane Ellis has been on this horse, for tomorrow 3 consecutive times, stepped up exercise since last race, but will attract a lot of people, surely not me. Number 10, Sir John, just held off number 6, Heavenly Glitter, for a second on the 27th of February, going 9 for 25 yards, with Omar Walker up. Now worse off at the handicaps against that one, but has improved a bit. And remember, he's a colt. They improve more than fillies. Well, so the fillies, that is. Anyway, number 1, Colin Blair, number 10, Sir John, number 6, Evelyn Glitter, number 3, Hills Vision, the top 4. You can tap number 2, Raceday Indian, and hope that that one can get in that slot for your low exotics at good odds. Final race. It's the co-feature. It's the Easter Sprint Cup. Normally, the Easter Sprint brings some very good horses. And I remember a horse that Emilio Rodriguez rode. I think it was Miracle Cure for owner Paul Wright. Miracle Cure was trained by Philip Fiani. The Easter Sprint tomorrow, it's competitive, and we have to abide with that. 5.5 furlongs they'll be going. Oil at 100 meters. It is a track 11 starters. It's for children up. It's an overnight allowance race. Number 1, Patriarch. A fast individual who will get to the lead will have to be caught. That's how it looks on paper, at least. Number 2, Stranger Danger, has improved a bit, but still not himself. Number 3, Sea Swan, speedy filly who could give number 1, Patriarch company for the first 3 furlongs. Let's see. Number 4, Laban, good sort who steps up in class, but is improving rapidly. Represents solid approach who bettered number 1, Patriarch recently. So all respects for this Richard Zan trained horse. Number 7 on the bullet, one of 2 here for trainer Pat. No, sorry, it's their own entry for trainer Patrick Lynch. This old stager gets Shane Ellis, who was aboard for that last win on October 5, going 6 furlongs, beating Mr. Universe and Bruce Wayne. Number 10, Money Monster, versatile and super fit gelding who is looking for a hat-trick of wins, will be closing from just off the speed. And if this one gets the real run, you can expect a stern fight, and he could just run through rivals. Number 5, Laban. Number 10, Money Monster. Number 7, Another Bullet. Number 1, Patriarch. Number 3, Sea Swan. My best 2 for today, race 5, number 5, Ladapi. Race 7, number 5, Further and Beyond. Remember to wear your mask, practice social distancing, sanitize your hands, keep hydrated with Jamaica's pure Pride bottled water. Pure water, a pure water we drink. You must also remember to tell others to subscribe to the Open Gate Facebook and YouTube show. That's the only way you can listen, and we have a lot to offer to whet your taste buds for being inclined to be zoomed in always on Facebook and YouTube to hear what the Open Gate show has. And join me this Saturday, April 10th, for the recap of yesterday's and today's race meet. Take care. Remember, be smart. Wear a mask.
Pure water, pure pride, pure Jamaican. Pure water is about pure hydration. Remember to drink pure water and satisfy all your pure water needs.
Check out KD's Vehicle Headlamp and Restoration. Our headlamps are fine sanded, buffed, and 9H coated with a 2-year guarantee. Price starting at $4,500. Internal restoration and modification starts at $8,000. To make an appointment today, call us at 876-824-6186.